I can remember when we walked together. Wait, are we live? Whoa. You all need to get your act together and let me know. Give me some warning when we're about to go live. This has to stop. Anyway, thank you for your patience. I'm going to have to have a little talk with the film crew about this. This is very unprofessional. So anyway, we're back, and this is part 3 of the book Dragon. It's called The Tale of Nap. Nap is what they called me, my fellow exiles, boon companions of the city ruins below, our former mountain fastness, our subterranean home. The dragon cast us out of. The few who survived, and one day we made a pact with an elf warrior and a human female. Although she was more than that, more than feline, she was a cat, a shapeshifter, a were-tiger. And if we shared the treasure, and the elf was looking for a book, they'd help us slay that dragon. But I was never sure of her motives. She was a secret, with no sign of any romance between her and the elf. And we are dwarves, 20 strong, doughty warriors, clad in the finest steel, some young, some old, with gray in their beards, all seasoned by war. Durnan, my friend, with his horn, Agren, my brother, with his drum, and I, Napgrun, with my axe, and 17 more stout dwarven hearts, here to slay a dragon. And all was well when we entered that hole, and beheld the broken stone, the shattered masonry, the bones and the trash as we crept forward. A hammer was beating inside my chest, and I had time to think, only the gold makes this worth it. And soon we heard the distant boom of the lizard's voice saying, "Stop." And Durnan put his horn to his lips and sent forth a blast, a challenge answered by the dragon's roar. And Agren beat the drum, and we ran forward toward victory or death. And for a second time I witnessed the brutal strength, the speed, the flame belching forth. And I saw George and Philippe perish, cooked in their armor. And we screamed and fought. I saw the bluish spray of that dragon's blood when I buried my axe in his flank. And I flew when his wings struck me, and I fell, bounced my way down a crevice, and I don't know how long. I broke my right arm, lost my helm, hit my head, blacked out, and I woke in the dark, heard the trickle of water, felt a draft, and barely restrained my scream. From the broken arm, I sat up and listened, sniffed the air, inhaled dust and a faint, fading musk, but was blind. My mouth was dry. I crawled until I found a wall, and that falling water, and eased my thirst with water so pure, not fouled by the dragon, but it was only a trickle that fell into a sewer, one of those built by my people. And now I smelled, if only faintly, of waste. Know this, I would never tell this tale, but I have learned the strength in truth, and I won't embellish my part. I found a lamp on the nearby wall, and I used my firestone to light the oil, and I heard voices filter down through drains as I made my way down a gutter tunnel, miserable but mostly dry. Filth caked my boots, slimed my gauntlets. My ass was damp, but I had my axe, and all the murderous intent I needed to push aside the fear, a stout little man-like creature, not loved by many. And the voices I heard weren't my friends. They are dead, I know, and I must compose the dirge I'll sing when I slay the dragon, when I bury whatever remains of my brother and my friends, and I walk for some time before I find the stairs up, the same that continue to the throne room, and that library the elf sought. And I climb those stairs, bringing a stench with me, not a dragon's breath, but close, and I arrive in time to reveal the elf with his bow, and an old man pierced by an arrow on the floor. No sign of the tiger. But then I heard a rumble, and the sound of claws on a stone floor, and saw her leap from the shadows, and the elf scrambled backward only to be caught by her claw. And he fell past me, tumbling down the stairs, and I wondered if she would kill me, then finish the elf. But she made a sound of grief over that old man, and I watched her change, while I cowered in my stink. And she said, as she transformed, "Don't fear me, dwarf. I have no taste for shit, and I like you." She knelt, and a tear rolled down her cheek, but she smiled as the old man stirred at her touch, and cradled him in her paws, hands, and a radiance grew, a white intensity as she broke the arrow and pulled it out. She held him, and I felt the love. I backed away and went to help the elf if I could. He was hurt but would live. 2 of her claws left a jagged wound across his face, and his bow was broken. I waited with him down there. He wanted to live, and so we both did. When all was quiet, we both climbed the stairs, and they both were gone, that young woman and old man, that tiger and that dragon, and that elf and I. We gathered what we wanted of the treasure, and we both went our ways. I bought a tavern and brewed malt liquor and ale, spent my days ever after listening to the tales of others, enjoying hot meals, and taking hot baths every day with my girlfriend Gertruda. For a few years, I'd hear tales of the love between a tiger lady and an old man dragon, and the empire of books they built, but I was never one for reading. But busty ladies, now that, lad, is my thing. Completed on a Monday morning on the 17th day of June, 2024. Thank you very much for bearing with me through these long poems. I fervently hope that you enjoyed them, and it was worth your time. Would love the feedback or anything you have to say regarding them, or any of my other works for that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope you have a great night, or a good day. Take care.